and getting you guys a little off balance.
Yeah, I think that definitely happened, and it was like we lost cutters, we got back cut at times. There was a lack of physicality at times. Like this to me was a game that was similar to Charlotte, right? Someone said it was an NBA record of the number of missed three-point shots by two teams in one game. We could not make a shot. I loved our compete all the way through and the way we were just trying to stay.
Charlotte.
Yes,
okay.
yes. And you know what? When you're playing against a team like Charlotte, or you're playing against a team like Washington that doesn't have a great record, I don't think people understand, after a while you get tired of it. And at some point you want to put your foot down and compete and play. And, it's 82 games, it's a lot, so we don't have the luxury to think that we can just show up and play or, think, okay, we're just going to go out there and try to shoot and make shots. And if we make shots, we'll win. When we're not making shots, but we're not doing the other things at the other end of the floor. That was the discouraging part because we can't control the shot making. I love the shots we were getting and how we were playing, but then it got into we were forcing stuff, we were overhandling, over-penetrating, trying to make passes that weren't there, weren't handling the break correctly. And then to your point, we're off bodies, they're back cutting us. We're not the first to some loose balls and some rebounds and just never controlled the ball.
You brought up. You have to look at. I'm guessing you did the same routine that you would do on an off day, though. I know you said you need.
No,
to look
in all honesty, I didn't do shoot around. I didn't do shoot around today. I'm not going to sit there and blame shoot around because I've been a part of shoot arounds where you have a shoot around and you go out and you don't play great, and all of a sudden you don't do shoot around and you play. I think with the way we're trying to play identity-wise, having some of the injuries, the minute restrictions, you want to use some of that time for those guys to get their legs. So I am not using that as an excuse, but I have to look at, did we as a coaching staff get these guys ready to play today? Gotcha. And that's I have to look at that. I feel like that's my responsibility. So, I've always said this before. I think when it comes to any kind of team, instead of pointing fingers or casting blame, I got to look internally first and say, okay, what could we have done different? What happened? What was the reason? So listen, it's all of us. It's the players, it's the coaches, it's everybody.
Right, and not to hammer this point too much, but you guys did have film and walkthrough at the team.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not.
I know.
Yeah, I'm not trying. I'm
just gave him the day off and said.
Yeah, no.
I
I didn't do that. What I'm saying is you have to. Why? We had a game very similar to Charlotte. As this game was identical. We didn't shoot the ball well, but we grind. But yes, we took care of the ball. We really even Vooch missed a couple free throws, but you know what? That was so impressive to me. Vooch missed his 2 free throws at the end of the Charlotte game. We didn't hang our head or pout and say we got to play 5 more minutes. We got in there and compete. We jumped on. We have to. We're not good enough to sit there and say, okay, we're good. If we make shots, we're going to be okay. We got to do everything else. And believe me, I'm not saying that.
That's why I want to move off it. But back to the turnovers real quick. You had 9 from Kobe and Josh. Do you think that was them just, like you said, there wasn't much shot making, so they were trying to do too much, or was it just laziness or sloppiness?
No, I don't know if it was laziness or sloppiness. I think we got to read the defense. I think at times we get caught playing off of one leg, and when you play off one leg and get up in the air, it's really hard to make decisions. And when you do try to make a decision, you can't take it back. Sometimes playing off of 2 feet, if you don't like what you have, you can kind of pivot. And we've done a pretty good job of that. And we've done a pretty good job of taking care of the basketball, for most of the year. I would not classify Washington as a high turnover team. They're not a team that forced a lot of turnovers. So, to me, there was the concentration. I think the fundamentals, the skill work, all that kind of stuff.
Thanks a lot, Billy.
Okay. Yep. All right, guys. Thank you.